Welcome back to A Course in Miracles workbook for students. Today we're on lesson 24, and it says, I do not perceive my own best interests. Number one, in no situation that arises do you realize the outcome that would make you happy. Therefore, you have no guide to appropriate action and no way of judging the result. What you do is determined by your perception of the situation, and that perception is wrong. It is inevitable then that you will not serve your own best interests, yet they are your only goal in any situation which is correctly perceived. Otherwise, you will not recognize what they are.
If you realized that you do not perceive your own best interests, you could be taught what they are. But in the presence of your conviction that you do know what they are, you cannot learn. The idea for today is a step toward opening your mind so that learning can begin.
Number three, the exercises for today require much more honesty than you are accustomed to using. A few subjects, honestly and carefully considered in each of the 5 practice periods which should be undertaken today, will be more helpful than a more cursory examination of a large number. 2 minutes are suggested for each of the mind-searching periods which the exercises involve.
The practice periods should begin with repeating today's idea, followed by searching the mind with closed eyes for unresolved situations about which you are currently concerned. The emphasis should be on uncovering the outcome you want. You will quickly realize that you have a number of goals in mind as part of the desired outcome, and also that these goals are on different levels and often conflict.
Number 5, in applying the idea for today, name each situation that occurs to you and then enumerate carefully as many goals as possible that you would like to be met in its resolution. The form of each application should be roughly as follows. In the situation involving blank, I would like blank to happen and blank to happen, and so on. Try to cover as many different outcomes as may honestly occur to you, even if some of them do not appear to be directly related to the situation or even to be inherent in it at all.
If these exercises are done properly, you will quickly recognize that you are making a large number of demands of the situation which have nothing to do with it. You will also recognize that many of your goals are contradictory, that you have no unified outcome in mind, and that you must experience disappointment in connection with some of your goals, however the situation turns out.
Ouch. 7. After covering the list of as many hoped for goals as possible for each unresolved situation that crosses your mind, say to yourself, I do not perceive my own best interest in this situation, and go on to the next one.
Hmm.
It's funny, I wrote notes from the last time I took this, and it was about my Uplift Your Wellness fairs. And I
Mm.
don't think I sat with it in the way that I have the awareness today, because something came up this morning and I was like, oh, that's an interesting awareness. And it's funny, we've talked about we just need to notice it. We don't need to do anything with it. But as soon as I noticed this thing, it disappeared. It was like it just disappeared. But I can really hear how I'm full of conflicting energies about my events. Because I have a sound bowl healing next week and I have an astrology one on Friday, and I totally have conflicting.
Oh.
It's just an awareness, right? I'm not making anything right or wrong, but it's like I want
Mhm.
to make money, but I want people to come, and I want people to know more, and I want people to wake up, and I want people, what is my intention behind all of it? Is it to have fun, or is it to make money? Is it to wake up? And none of it's required,
Yeah.
real, but
Yeah.
it's just awake, so I'm really excited to sit with these. And it's
And the
funny because
question we can ask ourselves is, what do I really want?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because once we know what we really want, we won't be in conflict with in our activities, in our in the things that we want to possess, like or or the things that we want in this world won't interfere or contradict what we want in our heart.
Yeah.
They won't conflict. But
Yeah.
until we see what we really want, and then of course, it's just in that noticing, the outer world, the projected world, will align with what we really want in our heart, because it's an effect, and and the cause is within.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is, and this seems like a very different lesson than the previous 23 that we've read through. This is like practical applications. Okay, you're thinking of something that's happening. What are you doing about it? Now that you know that everything is meaningless and nothing is as it seems, and you're bringing everything from the past, and you're, what are the other lessons? I'm not alone in experiencing my thoughts. A meaningless world engenders fear. Like, now we can incorporate all those 23 lessons into this one,
Yes.
but they're all the same.
Yeah, they just add a little bit
Yeah.
to all the previous ones.
Yeah.
They include all the previous ones.
Yeah. They sure do. If you realize that you do not perceive your own best interest, you could be taught what they are. And actually, the first number one was, I don't even think I absorbed anything as I read that. And that's unusual for me.
Okay.
In no situation that arises, do you realize the outcome that would make you happy? In no situations that arises, do you realize the outcome that would make you happy? And to me, that doesn't even make sense. So there's no situation that arises.
Okay, so there's a belief there. There's a belief that if you do a certain activity, the outcome will bring you what you want.
Oh, and of course, we know that happiness lies within, regardless of anything out there.
So we're trying to get something from the world that it can't give
Yeah.
because
Therefore,
you
you have no
already have
guide
it.
to appropriate action and no way of judging the result. What you do is determined by your perception of the situation. Huh. And that perception is wrong.
Because we're holding a belief
Yeah.
about it, that it's actually it like like say crystal singing bowls, and there's a belief that that's going to bring you to a higher place, a uplifting place, a it's going to bring you something.
Yeah.
That's a belief.
Yeah.
And if you go and you go to that event and then you leave, you're like, am I do I feel any different? Like what did I really want to get out of it?
Yeah.
And it's still wanting something that you believe you do not have.
Right.
And that's the conflict.
Yeah. There is nothing wrong.
But if you go in with clear perception, you'll know that it will give you nothing. It will give you nothing because we don't need anything because we
Right.
are everything. That's it.
Yes. But it also feels good. Like it's joyful music and joyful singing. I'm happy anyways.
Yep.
I'm happy anyways.
Well, what I'm hearing is there's still something in the world that is going to give us something
Yeah.
that we don't already have without that activity. And there's a belief that I don't have enough or something. I don't have
Right.
it already. I need to get something. I need it. It's good for me. I think
Yeah.
it's in my own best interest to go to, a singing bowls ceremony, like something I'm going to get something out of it. I'm going to become more awakened, or I'm going to become, more aligned with myself.
Yeah.
There's something, there's an outcome in the future.
Yes,
Like
you're right.
there's something that's it's it's
By
it's it's an outcome that you don't already have right now.
there's nothing to fix.
No. Um, so a lot of times I think there's a belief in lack. Something's missing. I don't have something. I need to get something. And then there's a belief that the situation will bring it.
Right. And that's looking externally again instead of knowing that you already have everything you
And
need.
it's not bad. It's not that you can't go to these amazing events. Like it's not that. It's that there's a belief under there that drives your motivation.
Yeah.
And that belief just needs to be seen. You don't have to do anything around about it or fix it or try to get rid of it. You just notice it and you just ask for it to be released because it's not in your own best interest. Like
Right.
the belief in like I need to get more money in order to feel secure in my life. Well, what you really want is security.
Yeah,
But that security doesn't come from the world. It comes from within.
it does. Yeah.
And then the effect will come into the world once we feel that security within ourselves. Then the world gets rearranged for us automatically, miraculously, to reflect that security.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true, right?
So you just have to switch cause and effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you realize that you do not perceive your own best interests, you could be you could be taught what they are. So admitting I do not perceive my own best interest in this situation because
Right.
there's a confusion and it's like, okay, I don't get this. I'm confused. I don't understand my own best interest.
Yeah.
But you could be taught.
But in the presence of your conviction that you do know what they are, you cannot, but in the presence of your conviction that you do know what they are, you cannot learn.
Right. So like for example, I'm going to I'm going to have an exercise program and I know exactly what my best interests are.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel great, I'm going to get more energy, I'm going to lose weight, and I'm going to have all this stuff at the end.
Yeah.
So if you have that conviction, right, then you cannot learn. You cannot really
Yeah. Because you've
learn.
already determined the outcome.
Yes, you've already decided for yourself what your own best interests are.
Yeah.
So you can't talk to anybody because they will just like talk to the hand, don't talk to me. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what it's
Yeah.
for. And you're like, okay, well, yeah. And then soon you'll find out that it's not giving you what you want. A year later, you're like, I still feel like crap. I'm still not happy. I still can't find what I really want because the exercise didn't bring it to you. It may have
Yeah.
brought you feeling better, but you still have all these beliefs and they're still running your life.
Yeah.
They're driving you. They're trying to motivate you and you have to put in a lot of effort. And it's not really in your best interest to
Yeah.
continue on that way.
Yeah.
The idea for today is a step
And
forward toward opening your mind so that learning can begin.
today, yeah, that learning can begin. Yeah.
And so for many years, I resisted even, I don't, I've had a belief that I should be exercising more to feel better because that's the narrative. I have to
Yeah.
believe in the narrative, but I still had this, no, I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. And
Yeah.
then now I'm going to a gym and it's for a different purpose.
Yeah.
It's not for the narrative to get something, to to boast about something, to tell a story about something. It's got nothing to do with anything. It's it's not any more important than sitting on the couch. It's because my best interest is all. is within us.
Hmm.
It's not coming from the activities and objects and relationships.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I hear that. I hear that. Yeah.
and what's
This is,
required is honesty.
hmm, the emphasis should be on uncovering the outcome you want.
The outcome. What's the outcome? Yes. First, we have to
Yeah.
get that straight in our mind. What do we really want from this?
Yeah.
The end goal. And we can say, okay, well, I want to be financially independent.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be the goal. Okay, so what will that bring you? And then the question is, there's always a question, and what are you going to get from that?
Right?
There's always something to get from something, and then you keep going until you get to the very end. What do you want from that? It's 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 an inner security. It's feeling like now I don't have to keep searching. I'm done searching for
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
And that's the end goal, is when your search is over. But we don't know that. We just think that searching is important. Like we have to keep doing it forever, but we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. I like this sentence. If these exercises are done properly, you will quickly recognize that you are making a large number of demands of the situation which have nothing to do with it.
Oh,
Yeah. You will also recognize that many of your goals are contradictory, that you have no unified outcome in mind, that you must experience disappointment in connection with some of your goals, however the situation turns out. This will be fun. This is going to be
do you
fun.
have something in mind, or do you like, um,
I do. I
okay.
do. Um, I believe we can perfectly heal ourselves without anything external.
Mhm.
Um, I do Reiki. It is energy. There's nothing to see or you can't feel anything happening. I just believe anyways. So why? But I also believe there's a lot of people that need fixing,
Ah,
right? So I'm having these events to bring awareness that there's alternatives. So, and because I'm assuming I'm making them um, not good enough, which reflects back to me that I'm not good enough, that you feel you can't fix yourself by coming to my events. You need to come to my events to fix yourself when really it's more fixing me. That's kind of hard to
well,
really
that's
say,
great
right?
awareness. It's great
Yeah.
awareness. And
It's
I
it's
spent
humiliating,
years,
but it's also very revealing.
it's honesty.
Yeah.
And honesty to the ego, they don't go together.
No, they
No,
don't, do
it's
they?
like, no.
So yeah, it's going to be fun to,
I also spent years in energy healing. So I've got my certification, I got all the papers, whatever. The thing is, at the end of it all, what is it that I wanted? And I want to see my brothers and my sisters truly as they really are. I don't
yeah,
want to keep seeing them as fixable,
yeah, or needing
something I have
fixing,
to
or
fix, because
yeah,
that's the burden we carry. That's a
yeah,
burden. And it's
yeah,
actually not, it's not part of the course to keep looking at our brothers and sisters as if they need to change in any way, shape, or form. Even
yeah,
the drug addicts. I mean, for years I would believe that they need fixing. That, but if you look upon the world as everything is equal and everything is perfect already, then true healing can occur.
yeah,
And so can physical healing. Like that, but that's like icing on the cake. Like if somebody wants to change their world around, then great. But it doesn't affect our happiness. It doesn't affect our peace of mind if they don't.
Yeah.
It's because it's already everything's already perfect
Yeah.
as it is.
Everything is already perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I put out that energy that someone's not perfect, they're going to feel it. And we're going to
Yes.
actually join in sickness together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've created like physical health as an idol. We worship it in a way. And the Course talks about the idols of sickness
Yeah.
is actually the belief that we can be sick and we need
Yeah.
to get back to, but everything's a symbol, an effect and a symbol of our mind
Our beliefs,
and our beliefs. Yeah.
our attack thoughts.
Yes.
Oh, oh my goodness.
And
Yeah.
anytime the thought goes, I should or I need, in that situation, you can say, I do not perceive my own best interests in this situation.
Is that in here?
Yeah, the seventh, number seven at the end,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
last
yeah.
statement. Like I need to figure this problem out to get what I think I want.
Yeah.
um, I do not perceive my own best interests in this situation
Yeah.
because it would be my will instead of my true will.
Yes. Interesting.
And my will, my true will and God's will are the same will. There's
Yeah.
they're the same. There
Yeah.
really isn't a separate God's will and my will. It's all just unified, the perfect will, which is fulfillment, true fulfillment. When there's
Yeah.
no more needing to get and desires that you need to like hurdles to jump over. Although they may appear, but they don't really get you where you already are.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is kind of eye-opening for me.
It's just, and it can become disconcerting.
Yes, it's a little bit like ouchy ouch.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I had a belief. I had that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, weird.
Good morning. Good morning. God, it's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, I'll end the recording here.